I'm Martinez. My name is Itzell. It's Favorites Friday, episode 8, and we're talking about anime, specifically Howl's Moving Castle. It's a Studio Ghibli movie, and I absolutely love it. So, it starts off with Sophie, and she's a hat maker. I don't know if there's like a specific term for that besides hatter. Um, so she makes hats, and she's gonna go visit her sister after she closes the shop, and then she's like harassed by like these like military men, and they're being like really weird. She's trying to get them to leave her alone, and then they won't. They like have their hands on her, and Howl comes and was like, "Oh, I've been looking for you," and takes her away from them. And next thing you know, they're up in the air and they're like flying essentially. Like he has her taking steps so she can like walk, but they're up in the air, and he is being followed, and she doesn't know that. And she ends up going to visit her sister. Her sister works at a bakery. Um, and then like she didn't know it was Howl. But her sister's like, "Oh, if it was Hal, he would have eaten your heart. You know what they say about him." And she's like, "No, he only does that to beautiful girls. I'm not beautiful." And her mom and her sister's like, "You're crazy." Um. So that's how it starts. And she got cursed by the Witch of the Waste. Um. So now she looks like this like old 80-year-old woman, and actually, like, there's like a lot of people that get cursed or whatever in here, and I don't know how you break all of them. Um, because there are moments when she starts to turn back, so I don't know if it's like when she gets to a point where she's just confident in who she is. That's when it breaks, but even when she looks younger, her hair is still gray. So I don't quite understand that. But, anyways, so she runs away because she doesn't know how to explain this to her family or the people that work for her. So she just runs away. I don't even know if she leaves a note. She's just gone. Um, she doesn't want to burden them with whatever she got herself into. Um, and I don't know if she's trying to break the curse or what. Um, but she ends up going, I guess, to the waste. And she comes across two things. This like stick thing with the turnip head that is like wearing like a suit and a like top hat, and then she's trying to get rid of it. She doesn't know why it keeps following her. Um, she's like, "Yeah, go look for somewhere for me to live," and then he's off. Um, and she's laughing because she got rid of him, and then he like takes her to Howl's moving castle. So the name of the movie. So um she goes in there and kind of makes herself at home. She's talking to Calcifer, he's the fire. She ends up becoming like their cleaning lady, and yeah, that's like how it goes. She gets real enmeshed in their lives, in Hal's life, um, like with Calcifer, with the little boy. What's his name? Oh, it's eluding me. Oh, it's gonna bother me so much. I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue too, and it's like it's gonna bother me. What is his name? I think it's Marco. well, I always said it was Marco, like Marco, but they have the only name that pops up because like Cass is like it's like Mark but with an L, Marco. So I'm not quite sure, but anyways, um, yeah. So she gets enmeshed, and the little boy he's like um Howl's apprentice. So yeah. And Calcifer is a fire demon, and he has Howl's heart, and so whenever Howl needs to do big spells, he gets Calcifer so they can like do it together. Um, yeah. So I don't know exactly how it happened, but whenever like Howl was like a young boy, it was like a meteor shower looked like, and then he has Howl, and he like takes Howl into his heart, and then he takes his heart, and he always keeps him near because he needs him to survive because he doesn't have his heart. So yeah, and then he be like very like shallow and self-absorbed, and I'm not sure if that's because he's living without his heart. I don't know, but I like the banter between like her and Calcifer, like Sophie and Calcifer, and Sophie and Markle, and Sophie and Howl, like just like they like became a family, like that found family. I love that. And like you can tell that Howl and Sophie like they really love each other, but it's like they both keep their distance. Him because like, you know, I think he's like lost in the magic and feels like a beast maybe. And her, like, she's cursed and she doesn't want to get close to anybody because she's an old lady and she doesn't feel like she's can be loved. And yeah, I don't know what that's about. If it's just like insecurities because like I think she looks like her father because she doesn't look like her mother. We see her mother and her sister and they look exactly alike. So maybe she looks like her father, and if it's like one of those things where you don't feel beautiful because like you're like not as pretty as your sister or whatever. So I'm not really sure where that stems from. So, and her sister got a lot of attention all the time, and maybe she didn't get that, so she's like, nobody can love me, I'm not even pretty. Like, she is pretty, and it's just like, it's not all about just the way you look. Like, sure, your looks can make you look pretty, but it's like all of you that makes it worth it, you know? So, yeah, I know I didn't tell you too much about the movie. It's just like you kind of get a little glimpse into it, and there's a lot that happens. Like, so Sophie runs away, she moves into Howl's castle. Howl gets this letter where he has to present himself because there's a war going on between these two kingdoms. So he has to present himself, and the woman that's requesting it is like was his teacher, and he ran away after what happened with his heart. So he never finished his studies, but he's like a really amazing, like, I don't know if you call it a magician, a sorcerer, wizard. I think they call them wizards. Um, so yeah, like he's very, very talented. Um, she was trying to strip him of his powers, but that didn't happen. So yeah, and he went with Sophie because he needed her to give him strength to, like, I guess, confront the past. So, yeah. And then they ended up adopting the Witch of the Waste and her little dog. Well, it wasn't even her dog. It was his like old teacher's dog. I guess she uses the dogs. I don't know if all of them are him specifically to like spy on people, or if he wasn't supposed to be a spy. I'm not really sure. whenever they got there, the dog went to Sophie and kind of like showed her where to go. So she trained him to do something. I'm just not really sure what. Anyways, the dog became a part of their family as well, and everyone thinks like Sophie is like crazy, like you brought the witch of the way, she cursed you, she wants Howl's heart, like, yeah. So she looked fairly young when we see her. Well, not that young, but she looked maybe like late 30s, early 40s. But by the time like that her powers were stripped from her, because it did work on her, um she's like an old lady. So she was using her magic to keep herself looking young, which I found interesting. And you do hear a lot about that in different things, that people that have magical abilities, they do that. They do it for vanity. They keep themselves looking young and healthy and whatnot. Like, she looked young, but maybe not healthy. Like, she was still overweight. So there's that. Yeah, her and Hal had history because, like, he realized, like, she was courting him, or I don't know, they were like a thing, but then he's like, oh, you're not as beautiful as I thought you were, and it just all broke apart. So, yeah, it's a mess, but it's Sophie's mess. Um, like, they all seem happy together, and he, gave her this special, like, place that was his place that was given to him by his uncle, I believe. And when she was there, she promised like Howl and Castlefur that she'll help save them, and she did. She wasn't sure what she was doing, and she like told like young him to look for her in the future, and she will help him. And so when he found her in the beginning, and he's like, "I've been looking for you," that makes sense now. So, um, she takes Calcifer and she like pushes him back into Howl, and that helps separate them. Like, Howl gets his heart back and Calcifer is free. I'm pretty sure he still sticks around, but he's not bound to Howl anymore, and Howl isn't bound to him anymore. So I think it's nice to have that freedom. And at the end, you just see them like just off, like in the house, and like just like living their lives happy as can be. Like, I love it. I love the magic. I love the found family. I love that even though like Sophie had the opportunity to go back home, even though like she didn't know it was like a lie, she chose to stay with Hal, to stay with her found family, because it's what felt right in the moment. Like, it felt like home. And she was already not with her mom. Like, after her dad passed, she stayed at the hat shop by herself, and her sister was working at a bakery, and I don't know if they lived together or not, but she was on her own. Like, her mom was doing her own thing, and her mom got remarried, and that's fine. But, like, Sophie was content living her life however she wanted, and that's nice. And I like that Hal wasn't as superficial as he seemed, or people made him out to be, that he had still loved Sophie even though she goes back and forth between a young girl and an old lady, that he sees her for who she is, and he loves her because of that, not because of any other reason, not because, oh, she's the most beautiful thing ever, because it's her. I think anybody wants that kind of love. Shoot, everybody wants that kind of love. Let's be honest. But so many people settle for less, so I like that they both seem happy and content, and I think everybody wants that. So let me know what you think about House of the Castle. I absolutely love the movie. It's definitely my second favorite Studio Ghibli movie, first one. Duh. Kiki. Bye. Thank you for spending time with me.